Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're exploring this fascinating urban 4-story concrete building. We'll delve into the key structural elements that contribute to its stability, such as the beam, the columns, and also the shear wall. Okay, let's take a closer look. As you can see, this building was once bustling with life, but now is standing desolate. This part states it offers a great opportunity to learn about its construction. So that's why today I'm gonna use the robust structure analysis professional to illustrate the stability of this house. So as you can see, I just opened the new file, the new project in robust structural analysis. So now I can start. The first step that I'm gonna do for everything about engineering or architecture, you need to observe the unit. Just go on the top, on the bottom right part here. Just click on it to change the units. I'm gonna set all my units in metric. So I'm gonna convert all the units in metric. So I'm gonna use mirror. And for all of the structure dimension, the section dimension, the section property, diagrams, reinforcements, all of them, they should be in metric. So I'm gonna change everything in metric, in mirrors. Okay, yeah, and after that I'm gonna confirm the change. I'm gonna press on OK, and now I can start to define my axis before, right? So I need to memorize the picture looks like. So I'm gonna have the identical framework. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna just go on axis definition here, and after pressing there, I can start defining my structural axis. So in X direction, I need to repeat these parts 5 times. So I'm gonna take 5 times, and the distance. The distance between each columns should be 2 meters. And I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna go in Y direction. I'm gonna go on numbering here, and I'm gonna change the ABC. I'm gonna change the numbering from number to ABC, just distinguish the value of X to the value of Y. Okay. So, and here I'm gonna repeat the same process, but the number of rep I'm gonna take 4, but they're gonna give me an extra one, so it's gonna be 5. Okay, and the distance between them, it should be 2, and I'm gonna edit. So let me just go on X first of all. As you can see in X, I have 6 position here. Like I don't need this 6 position. I'm gonna just click on the last one, and I'm gonna delete it. Okay, so I'm gonna go again in Y direction. In Y direction, I'm gonna check everything. It's E, means it's 5 positions. So I'm gonna do it again for the Z direction. So Z direction is just considered in architecture and in civil engineering, is considered as to be the elevations where that's the floor should be placed, like the first floor, the second floor, right? So you get it, right? So don't get confused about the axis, right? So here in Z direction, I will because because this building should be 4 stories, so I'm gonna add 3 more, and the distance between all of them should be 3 meters, and the numbering to distinguish the number of X and Y, X, Y, and Z. So I'm gonna take the value. The value should represent the number of Z direction, and so I'm gonna edit. As you can see, we have our base, we have our first floor, we have our second floor, and we have our third floor, so 4th floor. Okay, let me just add another one. Let me just make it to be 12, so I can add another one here. I'm gonna add another one. Just I'm gonna take 1, and here I'll take 3, and then I'm gonna add. So this is 12. Okay, and from here I'm gonna just apply my axis. I will apply my axis. Okay, so that yeah. So here, if I zoom a little bit, you might see that we have the axis. This axis gonna help us to construct and to design my concrete frame without any complication. All right, so now the second step, I will design the column. So the column that these are vertical elements that support the beam. Okay, so I'm going here on the second part here, the right part, and I'm gonna click on columns. But the section type should be concrete. I'm gonna take reinforced concrete. And for the section, since this section is if this since this section, sorry guys, since this section is 18 times 18, it's kind of big for my project, so I'm gonna modify it. So to modify it, I'm gonna click on these three dots here, uh, and all right, and here I can check the section of my columns. As you can see, the B represent the width and the height represent by the edge. So I will take 0.5 instead of 1.8. I will take 0.5, and here I'm gonna take also 0.5. Okay, and I'm gonna click OK. I'm gonna click add. Okay, let me just click add here, and I'm gonna close it. So I will I will insert this column to each extremity here. For every extremity here, I'm gonna select it. And how to select it? Just go on geometry here and click on the beginning here. You can see the color is turned into green. Then you can start placing like one by one. Okay. And after placing all of the extremity columns here, you must see that the interior of our building should have also columns by different sections. So I'm gonna modify the section here. To modify the section here, you have to make sure that first of all, before you place the columns, you have to make sure that the XY start from the story one. It's not from the base. The base just occupy this the supports of the columns, right? So the foundation, right? So just make sure before you make the columns, before you start designing the columns, you should start this from the story, the first story, okay? So I was talking about the interior columns. So just just tap on add here, right? And we can change the section value again, like the same process that I did, but we're gonna decrease the value from 0.5 to 0.2, okay? For each, for the width and also for the height. Okay, as you can see, I just decreased the section becomes 0.2 instead of 0.5. Okay, then now I'm gonna click on beginning to start placing my geometry columns, and I'm gonna put them in the middle. I'm gonna occupy this all space here. Okay, and and then after that, I'm gonna repeat the same process for the beam. So the beam is the vertical element that is supported by the columns, and also it supports the floor and other elements, right? So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go again on beam here. Instead of going to the columns, I'm gonna pick the vertical element here, beam, and I'll repeat the same thing. I'm gonna change the section type to the reinforced concrete type, and for the section, I'm gonna decrease the section by tapping on the three dots here, and yeah, and after that, I will change the dimension from, I'll take the same dimension, but because the column should be a little bit wider than the beam, so I will take, instead of taking 0.5 at the beginning, I'm gonna take 0.4. Okay, let me take 0.4 for the width and also for the height, 0.4. Okay, and after that, I'm gonna just press, okay, let me take a little bit, like let me take small one, 0.3 and 0.3 here. 0.3 here, okay? Then I'm gonna press add, and then I'm gonna close, and then here I can just start pressing my beam. And pressing the beam, just need to put from one extremity to another extremity. So you don't need to press one by one. The computer will align it for you. Just click, just show the computer where the column, when the beam starts and where the beam ends, right? And then it's gonna be aligned to all of the columns, right? And you can do it for all of them. All right. And after placing my beam, now I can see how my structure look like the first story, how it looks like. So I'm gonna change the view, and by changing the view, oh yeah, this is how it looks like. But I need also to, what I need to do here, I need also to display the section shape. This is how it looks like, and I don't need the supports here. What I'm gonna do, I'm gonna select this from the right part, right? And when selected, I can press delete on my keyboard. Even this one too. Delete it. All right. So as you can see, the beam and the columns they've been placed, and also the supports. This support is just located in the basement here, in the base here, right? But there's something that we need to do. I need to rotate this angle to be in front here, because I need this angle to be my indicated point. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna just go on rotate and zoom here, and I'm gonna let me do this. Oh, okay, let me just remove this first. So I'm gonna just go on in front. I'm gonna go on left. Let me just go on home first, and then left. Let's go for left. Let's see, left, home, and let me do this. Let me adjust the view. Adjust this properly for you guys. They might be able to see everything. Is after adjusting my structure here, what I know here, I need to place my wall, my shear wall. So the shear wall, the primary function of the shear wall is just to protect, to help the building to resist the lateral forces, especially the wind loads and also the earthquake. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna press escape, and I will go I need to place my wall, shear wall, in these parts of the building. So I just click on this part here, the wall, and for the wall, I don't need to do any modification. I'm gonna keep the way it is here. So I'm gonna click 2 points. I'm gonna pick these points here and this point here, but it should go downwards. So this is my first wall. Okay, so nothing complicated. This is the first wall, and I need to design my second floor, because the first floor, as you can see, I mean this base, the base here and the second floor, they look alike from the picture. Both of them look alike, right? But from the third floor to the fourth floor, there's some little bit slight modification that you have to observe. Okay, so here what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go again on the plan view. From the plan view, I'll select everything from the right side. I'll select everything from the right side. Just make sure that everything is included here. Okay, the first story. And from here, I'm gonna just go on edit. This is the symbol of edit, and I just need the copy and move. But I don't need to move it. I just need to copy it. So I need to copy it in Z direction. I told you Z direction is the elevation, like when is where the story building are located. Okay, in X direction, I don't need to move anything. So it should be 0. And in Y direction, it should also be 0, but I need to copy my structure to X direction, right? I mean Z direction. So I'm gonna take the height should be 3 meters. So the second floor should be the first floor should be 3 meters, and the second floor should be 3 meters, and also the remaining floor should have the same heights. But I can modify the height of individual. I mean, I can modify the individual heights. Okay, the number of repetition should be 1, because I just need to create the first and the second story. So I'm gonna go on move. No, I'm gonna go. The mode should be copy, not move, and then I'm gonna execute it. All right. So after this, I'm gonna close this part, and I'm gonna go and see how my building looks like. Go on view. So as you can see here, I didn't place the wall. I didn't include the wall to my structure. So I'm gonna delete this again. I'm gonna press Ctrl Z to remove the second story, right? And I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go on this structure here and change the plan. the structure. You can see this base, this wall is in this structure here. It should also be in the is between the first story and the basement. So this wall, let me remove this wall first, and I'm gonna make some just a little bit modification. Don't worry, guys. I'm gonna do this. All right, so I'm gonna go on story one, and I'm gonna place the wall directly from this part. All right, so I'm gonna repeat the same process. I'll go to the wall part, and I'll click on this and this, and then I'll close it. Then I'm gonna select everything from the right part, everything, include the wall, and I'll copy it. The same process that we did. The same process that we did. Okay. Then I'm gonna execute it. Okay, and I'm gonna see how my view looks like. So this is correct now. Let me close here, and let me close this part. All right, so let me zoom a little bit. Let me adjust the view. Let me adjust the view. Okay, so since I said that the first floor and this other floor, they're different, right? Because we need to input our column to this free gap here, this empty gap here. So I need to design another floor. I need to design the floor here that's gonna support our columns, right? So we know that this part is 6 meter. As you can see, this part is located in 6 meter, right? On the 6 meter level. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go on plan view. I'll go on the plan view here, and this is our, as you can see, this is our Z goes to 6 meter. So here I'm gonna go on floor. I'm gonna go on floors, and I will select this a rectangular or square shape representing my floor here. So I'm gonna go on if the floor open, just go on rectangle here, right? The definition method, and the model should be the current wall. Don't change anything. I'm gonna take the current wall. Okay, this club. So let me just take the current wall first of all, but I can modify it later. And the horizontal slab should be checked, of course, and I will take this point, and also this point. Okay, let me change this again, Control Z. Let me do this, let me modify it again. So let me go on view. And I'm gonna repeat the same process again. I'm gonna go on plan. And here, I will go on 6. And I'll go on floor. Should be square or rectangular shape. I'm gonna take this value, and also this value. I don't know, it's not showing. Okay, let me just change the material first of all. I'm gonna change the material. Hold on, guys. Okay, it's just showing. Just I didn't activate the view, so it's showing here. As you can see, this is the and this is the floor that I created on the second floor on this number 6 meter, like this the story that is located to the 6 meters, like the second story. Okay, and since the second story and the other story are different, so what I'm gonna do here, I would go again on the plan view, and I'll go again in this view here, but now I'm gonna take the structure axis plus 9.00. I'm gonna click on it, and here you can see everything is new. We don't have columns, we don't have beam, we don't have shear wall, so we don't have all of them, right? So but we have to import them. We have to design them to this flow. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I'll repeat the same process that I did. I'm gonna put the beam in the columns, and I'll put the beam here. I will put a column in this place here. right? It can be the first time because the previous frame that I did for the first floor and the second floor I didn't put any beam here, right? But for this I'm gonna observe one beam here, okay? All right. So after putting the extremity of columns here, right? You must see that to consider this the stability of this column here, I need to put the exterior wall here, exterior column here, because this empty space should be filled by by interior columns, right? But to observe only these parts of my building here, I need to have I need this column and this one here that I'm gonna input here should have the same material and the same properties. Otherwise, this part is gonna be unstable, right? So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna just keep doing the same thing that I was doing here by putting the columns, but I will pick the same thing that I was doing before, like the 0.5 meter, and here, and the remaining parts I can use the different shape, a different section. I'm gonna take the 0.2 that I used before, right? I'm gonna just put the 0.2 that I used before. All right. I just keep doing the same process, Before I do this, I think there's something wrong here that I need to delete. Let me select this part. Yeah, that point shouldn't be there. And here I'm gonna put another one. All right. Okay. So if I go on the view, okay, as you can see, I didn't put the beam yet. As I told you before, there's no beam, so the beam should be input, right? The beam should be input here also. So I'm gonna go again back, and I'm gonna put the beam, so like the same process that I did before for the beam. I'm gonna do the beam. I'm gonna just repeat the same process that I did. Okay, I input the beam already. So if I go again on view, as you can see, everything has been locked except, oh, I didn't put one beam here. All right, I didn't put one. Okay, let me just do this again. I forgot to put here, right? Let me just put another beam here. Where? Here, right? Am I correct? Let me see if it's the place that I didn't put the beam. No, it's not here. It should be here. Let me just put it here. Ctrl Z. Okay, let me just put the beam here. Okay. So before that one, I can put one beam here. So the first target, the first objective is to put one beam here and another beam, another shear wall here, okay? So I'm going to just repeat the same process, just the same process, and adjust the mistake that I did here. And so the beam should be put here, here, and here. Oh, sorry, mistake. Let me close it. So let me just go to the beam. Let me change this to 9. And beam should be here. All right, guys. Yeah, as you can see, the beam has been placed. Just the computer is not showing. That's why it's taking a little bit. Like, I think it's an error, but it's not an error because the computer is not that showing sometimes. I don't know, maybe it's because it's lagging, but this it's showing already. So this, as you can see, you have our columns here, the small columns here, and as I said before, this column should have the same material, and here it should have the same material in order to prevent the crack and also the stability of this house. So after that, I just need to repeat. I just need to copy. Okay, I can just put the shear wall first, and then I can copy this floor to the top here just to make it the fourth floor, and then I'm gonna finish with my design. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go again on plan view, and I'll change the Z view to structure axis 9. Okay, and I need to put my wall. This part, don't forget that the wall is located at this part. This part, so the middle frame, right? Don't forget. So the middle frame. So this is the middle frame here, right? So let me go on 9, then I'm gonna go on wall. And from the wall, I'm gonna pick these points and this point here. Okay, so after that, I'll close the wall and I will select again from the right size. So sorry, from the right side, I'm gonna select everything, and I will project this part to the next level. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna go on edit, and I'll pick the option move and copy again, the same process, and then I don't want to move it in X direction. I'm gonna put 0, and Y direction also I don't want to move it to Y direction. I'm gonna put 0, and Z direction should be 3. I mean Z direction should be 3, right? The elevation, and I need to repeat it. I just need to repeat it how many times? Yeah, I just need to repeat it 2 times. Okay, 2 times, and then after this, I'm gonna just execute it. Okay, so I'm gonna close and I'll close this as well. But if there's a mistake, you can just make sure that you correct your mistake, and just make sure that if there's a mistake, you have to correct it. So you're gonna see how the stability of this house is gonna work. Okay, all right. So if I zoom properly, you must see that yeah, if I zoom properly, you must see this is the original shape of the house before the demolition. So this is the building. So I just add more flow, but just make it more beautiful. But this is how it looks like. We can see this is the this part here. This is how everything changed, like this stability changed from here, because we might need one column here. I don't know if the column 4, because this house looks like is demolition, right? Let me just take a picture. Let me show the picture again. Yeah, so from the picture, you can see this building is under demolition, right? And we don't know if the columns was here before, but it doesn't seem that there's a columns. That is more interesting, right? I just want to see at the end of my design if the building gonna be stable or not. Okay, so it's kind of a huge and nice apartment, like a nice building, right? So it's kind of interesting, you know. I feel like so I need to make sure that the end, after making all the stability and after making all the reinforcements, this house should stand still, right? So we're gonna check it out in the next video. So this is the end of this video, and I don't want to make it a long video, so try to understand the video. And also, as I said before, if you find this video entertaining and also educative, don't forget to share the video, don't forget to like the video, don't forget to join the community by subscribing to this channel. Okay, so let's see in the next one. Bye bye.